Now, I understand many of you are facing many challenges due to the pandemic, due to the fact that you may not be an online learner by choice. I'm not particularly an online teacher by choice, okay? That is just the safest way that we can conduct things right now, and our class is fully possible to conduct online. So I wanted to give that classroom space for people who have to do very, very hands on things in labs and stuff like that, where they do have to be in person. I understand that this may be challenging for you. This is typically a challenging class anyway, even face to face. It is project based. It does have a lot of work involved in it, more so than your typical psychology class. Okay. And this is because we need to help you develop some skills, some critical thinking skills, some research skills that are going to be very crucial for the rest of your life, not only the rest of your college career. So, this is kind of a threshold course for many people. So, in order to help you do your best, I'm going to be as available as I can by phone, by email, by Zoom office hours, by group me, chat. You can text me, you can call me, you can do any of those things. I will also do my best to provide clear instructions and examples for the assignments that you need to do. If you feel that I'm not providing that, please let me know and let me know what you need, and I will modify things throughout the course. So I'm responsive to feedback. I care about y'all. I care about your grades, but more, I care about you as like a whole person with your well-being. And I don't want this class to be a thing that hurts that for you. So if at any time you feel you're struggling in this class, please reach out to me. Please don't hesitate to reach out to any of the numerous campus resources that can help you, even virtually, and I will be referring y'all to many of those. Please also don't hesitate to check in with the Student Accessibility Resources Office. You may not think or know that you have a disability, but I'm finding, especially online, there are many students who are showing patterns of things like ADHD and self regulation problems that maybe have been going unaddressed but are kind of harder to ignore now that you're doing online classes and you're having to be more self-motivated. It's hard not to procrastinate in an online class since stuff is just open for a week and you turn it in Sunday night. And so to avoid patterns like that could keep you consistently kind of behind in this class, it might be a good idea if you have been struggling as an online learner to check in with the Student Accessibility Resources Office. They can get you evaluated and they can get you accommodations for things like extra time. But I want to let you know that even if you don't have any kind of diagnosis, or you haven't been to Student Accessibility Resources, or you don't have any kind of official accommodations, I still try to be personally accommodating myself. I try to provide things in multiple formats. For the visual learners, I will have slides with my lectures. For the more auditory learners, I will have descriptions of images. For deaf and hard of hearing students, I will have captions on everything. For blind students, I will have descriptions of all images. For students who have a variety of whatever barriers you have going on in your life, no questions asked. It's none of my business whatever you're dealing with, right? I have flexible deadlines. So the deadlines are in the syllabus and they do need to be respected to a certain degree, because when you turn in a piece of your project, the next week a different piece of your project is going to be due, right? So if you turn in that first one late, I may not have time to help you modify it enough before you do the next one. So within reason, if I have the time to give you the proper feedback and you're unable to turn something in on time, please let me know and I can accept it a day or two later. If it is an assignment that doesn't build on something else, like one of the tests, we can do a makeup test during finals week or anytime before that that works for you, actually. Students who've struggled in this class in the past, especially online, the ones who ended up failing or dropping the course are the ones who just didn't talk to me, didn't reach out, okay? Other people struggle similarly, but if they come to my office hours, if they ask me a lot of questions, if they take advantage of the opportunities that I have available for you, those people end up doing well in the class, whatever well means for them at that point in their lives in that semester, right? So well might be a C, it might be passing compared to not passing, or it could be an A compared to a B that you might have gotten otherwise if you hadn't reached out for help. There are many ways that I can help you, that your TA can help you, and that other people can. And I also want to remind you of the option of a final grade called incomplete. Many people took advantage of this last semester, and it was the best choice for them, I believe, and they're already finishing up their classes, even though this semester hasn't even really started. So what an incomplete means is If you are doing well in the class, and by that I mean at least passing with a C, if you're doing well in the class, but then something goes terribly wrong and you just kind of sort of drop out, you don't officially drop the class, but you have to take time away from your studies. I've had students whose parents passed away. Right? I've had students who got into major car accidents and were in the hospital for weeks and things like that, right? Things happen, life happens. It could be something a lot smaller than any of those, but it's more than you can cope with right now with so many things on your plate. If something like that happens, we can say that this was the last date you attended, even though it's online, and that you were doing well before that, and we can just pause the semester for you right there. Okay? And if you don't have time to finish the class before the semester ends, at the end of the semester, I just put in an I for incomplete instead of A, B, C, D, or F. I put in an I for incomplete, and then you and I make an agreement to finish up the remaining assignments of the class at some later point. You have up to a year to finish the class. Most students just need like a few extra days after the final exam period is over. When you're finished with all your other finals and things like that, many students need a month or so if they're recovering from caring for a terminally ill family member or something like that. Always keep those things in mind that if you're falling behind, there are many things we can do to help. Just ask. If you are doing well but don't exactly fall behind, you have to pause the semester and put your studies on pause. We can absolutely do that as well, and avoid having to put an F on your transcript because I don't want that for any of y'all. Okay, but I also put in the grades into the system that you earn. So I can't put in a C if you have a bunch of zeros because you skipped a bunch of assignments or something, right? So know that I am here to help you. I'm not ever here to punish you with grades. So please just ask. But enough about the negative stuff. I am really excited to get this semester started. I think that even though this is a difficult time for many of us, students reported learning a lot in this class last semester when it was fully online, and they reported enjoying it quite a lot. I think that you will probably surprise yourself with how much you learn and how much fun you have in creating research. So let's get started on that journey. Click on the to-do week 1 list and start getting started on those little checkbox assignments that we have due this week. And I know that there's been Patriot email issues and everything else that have gotten many of you behind. Please, again, just ask when anything goes wrong, and we can extend the due dates for any of these assignments for any of y'all who were affected by this IT issue. Okay, so I'll check in with y'all next week where we are going to really start digging into our research projects for brainstorming topics for what you want to study for the rest of this semester. This is Dr. Kirby signing off from Research Methods in Psychology in my living room, where we're going to be having this class for the rest of the semester. See ya!